Hey guys, Boone down south. So GTMEDIA sent me this pair of night vision binoculars to test out for them. I thought that was pretty cool. I've used a pair of night vision binoculars. Well, they're only monoculars, not binoculars. Years ago, my dad got one through work. So, 25-year service, here's a catalog, pick something out. It was kind of cool, but that was like 20-something years ago, and it's been a while since I've used a pair, but I think this would be cool. And I've got some applications that I could try this out with, because a lot of times when I'm hunting, especially for food plots and such, and the deer come in, I don't ever want to get down on the deer there. And the light gets down, and they're out there feeding. I don't want to spook them off the food plot. I don't want to disturb them. I want to keep that pattern for them. So sometimes I'm kind of running out of light, and I can't even see if there's still deer there or not. I'm afraid to get down. Just pop these out of my backpack, check, and hopefully I'll be able to see. So we're going to get this thing opened up and try it out. They did send this to me for free. Full disclosure to try this out. I will put a link down below to GTMedia where you can pick this up if you're interested. We're going to unpack this thing and put it through the paces, and I'll let you know what I think about it. So hang with me. Hit that like and subscribe. Okay guys, so there's 7 gear intensity levels for this thing. It's supposed to be high visibility to 300 meters in complete darkness. It does photos and videos as well. So you can also mount it to a hat if you want to. I'm not going to, or thing there, so I'm not going to be doing that. So it comes in a case here. Let's put the box aside. Carry handle. All right, everything's packaged up here. So there's obviously the binocular sitting here. Looks like some straps there for it. So what we got in here. Some micro SD card, USB stick, instructions, the wipes. I guess these are knobs for mounting again. Let's see what we got here. So this looks like more kind of straps to put on it. And this is probably our charging cable. And what do we have here? Another bag, I guess, to carry it in. So let's get these parts opened up and look at the instructions and see if I got to charge this thing up. And that's what you get in the box, basically. A nice case for it. Let's open these up so we can see what this looks like. All right. It's pretty lightweight. And I don't think this has a huge price point for this product. So we're going to figure this out and look at the instructions, see what we got to do to make this thing happen and try this out. Okay, so first of all, it takes up to 128 gig micro SD card. It comes with a 32 gig to get you started. So that's what we're going to use. And again, how much you use is going to depend on how much you're filming with it. We want to open this up here, and that's where we're going to put our SD card in. And we're also going to put in our USB charging cable. So I'm going to go ahead and get my SD card in there, plug the charging cable in, and get this thing charged up. And so we'll be back in a little bit. All right, let's take a look at the operations of this night vision binocular set. So I'm going to take my iPhone and just kind of put the lens over the eyepiece here and turn this thing on. When it comes up, it might not be in good focus. It's trying to focus here. But anyway, it comes up in video mode, which you'll be able to see that by the video camera in the top left corner. By pressing the mode button, you can change it to photo mode to allow you to take photos. And pressing the mode button again will take you to video playback. And I don't have anything in the SD card right now, so that's why it's saying no file. So now let's take a look at infrared. The up arrow, infrared, zoom buttons, all that same button there. And as you push it, it'll take you to different levels of intensity. There's 1, 2, 3, and you can see we're going to go up to 7 levels of intensity for infrared when you're trying to use a night vision. And then you can back it down with the down button as well. Now, when you're looking through this set of binoculars, you can also zoom by holding that button down. And you can see right now in the lower left corner, it's going to 5x optical zoom. And then we can zoom back down. Again, those up and down arrows are the infrared levels as well as the zoom levels on this thing. Now, let's take a look at the menu setup. To do the menu, there's a menu button, of which you just tap menu to pull it up. You'll tap menu to turn it off. Use the up and down infrared buttons again to scroll through. And to select something, you'll use the shot button. That's like your enter key, if you will. So you use shot to select which items you want to look at and go from there. So it's pretty simple to use. It's really not difficult at all. So let's take a look at what it looks like. Now, first of all, this is some daytime footage, and this camera's not made, these binoculars really aren't made for daytime. It'll work, but I don't know why you'd want to do that. You're not going to have the same kind of optics level as a video camera or even an iPhone
per se, but it's really not made for this daytime viewing. It's really made for that nighttime vision. But I just kind of want to show you, if you wanted to record something or take some pictures in the daytime, you know, you can hold it up and you can film kind of thing. But let's look at where this thing shines. So this is kind of what I've been doing in the evenings, is checking out the deer coming into my backfield, and you have to adjust the focus on different zoom levels. Here I'm zooming back out. So you got to remember, as you zoom in or zoom out, you do have to adjust the round focus wheel in the front. But you can tell how well the night vision works. I mean, I'm hand holding this thing, right? So I'm standing there hand holding it. That's why you got so much shakiness to it. Yeah, you can kind of look around here and see that the night vision works really, really well. And I think I'm just on intensity level, I think 2 or 3 right here. So I didn't have to go very far on the intensity level to see this. But you can see that, you know, deer just meandering around there. But I would use these every night and check these out. I've been using this for a couple of weeks. Come in really handy. I can check different fields, different food plots, and whatnot in the evening to see what kind of animals are hanging out there. But it works very, very well. So these do come with a strap where you can mount them on your head. So there's my Captain Jack Sparrow look. Put them on my head and decided to go walking up to the front field, and just kind of walked up there with them on to test it out, and checked out the front field and everything just to kind of see how it was just walking around on my head, and that's definitely doable. So let's talk about some other things here real quick.
Okay, now one thing I found I do not like about this is this setup right here. I really wish they'd reverse the two, because it's really tough for your micro SD card, which needs to go in upside down. It's not so bad getting in the slot, okay? But the slot is recessed in there, so it's kind of tough to get it in there. Plus, this is in your way here, and it's really tough to kind of get that micro SD in there. It would have been better. You can finally get it kind of in there. You're going to get it in there, and you can push it in. You can feel the slot going in. Don't have it yet. See what I'm saying? It's just kind of tough to get it in there, right, guys? If they'd have just swapped these two, because that's a plug for cable, and you can plug that in a whole lot easier, you can get that micro SD. Getting it out is even more difficult because you can't get your fingers in there. You basically, you know, tap it like normal, and it'll stick out a little bit, you know, once you're done using it, but it's not enough where you can grab hold of it with your fingers. So it's almost like you need tweezers to pull it out. If there's one thing that I would change, would definitely be that. So just kind of wanted to point that out to you guys.
I have been utilizing these, using them every couple nights. I've been checking my fields with them. I've tried them out in different scenarios, walked around with them on my head and stuff like that at night. And I tried the night vision. Night vision, it works well. You just have to remember that as you're looking at different distances, you do have to adjust the focus ring, okay? Because that focus is going to change if you're looking at something at 20 yards versus something at 120 yards. You just got to remember to adjust that as you're looking at stuff. But really, for me, you know, I think about the application and started thinking, is it legal? Like in states like Ohio, where it's illegal to do any spotlighting, right? In Ohio, there's tons of ag fields, and I usually go up there and hunt every year. I'm not going this year. I'm going to hit Kentucky this year. It is illegal to spotlight. So would this be considered spotlighting since it's shooting that, you know, infrared beam out there or not? I wonder what the legal ramifications are, but if it's okay to do this, then this is a pretty good way to really check these ag fields at night with some night vision binoculars. I think these are like $120 from their website. And at this price point, these things would do the job for something like that, just to be able to go out in the evenings to assess your game that you got out there, what the deer population looks like. You know, places like Pennsylvania and stuff. I've got some relatives up there, and there's tons of ag fields everywhere. And I can't remember, years ago, we could go out and spotlight. I can't remember what the rules were, but there were certain periods of time you could do it. And I'm not sure if that's still even doable. If these are allowed during spotlighting, if they don't outlaw this, but I wonder, do they maybe? I don't know, but it's something to look into. But these would be great. Instead of having a spotlight or something like that, you could go out and check your deer herd with a set of these night vision binoculars. For me, the application is really, you know, when you're hunting over food plots and ag fields, right? Which I'm in tight woods a lot, but I do hunt over some food plots. And one of the things I found, if you don't spook the deer getting out, then they will come to those food plots every single night. And so as we get closer to rut, those does are coming in, the small bucks are coming in as we get closer to rut. If I haven't spooked those deer, they're going to stay in those food plots, and eventually the big boy's going to show up with them. At least that's the idea. The key thing, though, is if you spook them coming out and they're still in the field, they're going to start to put 2 and 2 together, right? And they're going to wait till after dark to show up in that field. What I used to do is, they're in the field, I couldn't tell if they're in there anymore. I just wait until it got dark. It got so dark I couldn't see anything. And then what I do is I'd text my wife and I'd say, hey, can you come get me on the golf cart? We got an electric golf cart. And she'd come from the other side of the field. By the time that golf cart gets up there, it's pretty silent, but the lights are on. And so it's shining in that field. She's getting closer and the deer scatter out, but then they don't associate with me. and they don't seem to worry about a vehicle, right? So they're back in the field the next night, and it works beautifully. So with a set of these in your backpack, you can say, hey, are there any deer out here? They're all gone. Great. You know, it's pitch dark. I can't see it, but I'm not going to spook anything coming down now. And you can slip on out of the woods without spooking them. So there's that. There's really checking your fields in the evening to see what you got out there. They work great for that. For 120 bucks, the night vision I'm pretty happy with it. It's easy to use. The infrared works. You know, I'm not really using this to film, and I mean, it's cool that you can film and video all stuff, but you know, the quality is not going to be what you're going to get even out of your iPhones, right? It's cool that you can do that just to show people stuff. Hey, here's what I was looking at last night, kind of thing. Here's the deer I saw last night. Here's the buck, whatever, you know. So you can do that. For me, the application more is real time. I'm not so concerned about the filming aspect and the photo aspect, but I'm more concerned about the real time. What's out there? What am I seeing? Anyway, just wanted to throw all that stuff out for you. And you can check them out. I'll put a link down below for GTMEDIA and where you can pick up a set of these. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Hit that like and subscribe.